Alright, Shalom. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rachakwadash. I'd like to double honors to the apostles, and the lads of great millstone and rule well, and peace and salutation to the Akim around the world that pushes truth and sincerity. So I'm going to go through a few scriptures here. Psalms 37:11. Say, but the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. Right? Because the scriptures say, the Most High resisted the proud, but He giveth grace unto the humble. Right? But I'll go to that scripture just now. And let me pull up Mr. Blue Letter. Pull up Mr. Blue Letter. Meek.
Strong's H 6035. Anav. Second entry. Anav.
Alright, meek. Right? Because some people already understand what humility is. They just like to say that they're humble, but they think that mean quiet, don't do much. Some people don't understand the definition of these words. Alright, so down here. Alright, it say poor, humble, afflicted, meek. Like what the scriptures say, through much tribulation we shall enter the kingdom. We shall enter into the kingdom, right? Just paraphrasing. Right? Scriptures also refer to us as the poor of this world, rich in faith. Right? It's a poor, needy, weak, afflicted, which is all the ways to describe the man of the Most High. Humble. Right? So, as a man of the Most High, you'll be poor of this world, but you'll also be humble in mindset. Right? Humble in mindset, humble in judgments, humble in in all ways as you need to be possible, because humility is very important. Nice work. One in James, I want James 4:6. James 4:6 say, but He giveth more grace, wherefore He saith, the Most High resisted the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. Right? And like I say, humble is not just about being quiet. It's about a particular state of mind where you always try to use discernment, you always try to be wise in judgment, always try to exercise patience. All these different things is like examples of humility. When you're going through affliction, trying to go through it, and I think go through some definitions. To the humble.
Strong's G 5011. Tapainas.
My Greek is not my strongest point. Remembering Greek words is not my strongest point either. It's not something easy for me. Say not rising far from the ground. Right? To say as a condition lowly, of low degree. We say brought low with grief, depressed, lowly in spirit, humble, meaning to have a particular mindset, whereas you don't think too highly of yourself. Right? Because you say resisted the proud, because pride is like the opposite of humility or humbleness. Pride is somebody who just think very high of the self, or had a head up in the clouds, whereas you can't tell them anything, they can't be corrected, wrong and strong, that kind of mentality. But somebody who is humble is somebody who does think lowly of the self, or don't think more of the self than they ought to think. Because at the end of the day, when you're in this truth, if you have wisdom, you understand that, hey, you're only here because the Most High chose you to be here, and at any point in time he could throw you away and give your understanding to somebody else. You understand? So humility is something very important. Meekness. Say lowly in spirit, humble. It say in the bad sense, deporting oneself abjectly, deferring civilly to others. It say of low degree, humble, base, cast down, low estate. You understand? So not thinking too highly of yourself. It's an actual definition of humility. Right? So there's Galatians, I think it's 6:3. Yeah. Galatians 6 verse 3, it say, for if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. You understand? Because, like I say, as all the scriptures refer to your life as a vape, you understand? It just disappear. That's why it's not good to think too highly of yourself. It's true, you're supposed to have balance in these things. Not to say that, you'll be thinking that you're nothing so that the Most High wouldn't work with you. You're still supposed to have faith in these things, but don't think too highly of yourself. You understand? Just like the apostles back then when they used to get infirmities in the flesh. You understand? It was to keep the mind humble so that they wouldn't start to get high-minded and proud, and the Most High will stop working with them. And that is one of the reasons why I go through a lot of these afflictions. Because sometimes when you're studying and you start to get puffed up in knowledge, it'll start to affect your mind. Sometimes you will start to think about things you shouldn't be thinking, or watching yourself in a way that you shouldn't be watching yourself. So the Most High will put you through things to keep your mind, to keep you on one level. Because it's as soon as you start to pick up that proud spirit and you start to think of yourself too highly, the Most High, he can't work with you that way. You must always have a particular level of thinking, and always be able to acknowledge, hey, is the Most High knowledge and wisdom that you're exercising. Some men, when they start to study, they start to get high-minded and start to act like if it's their own wisdom. You understand? All of these things is what is messy up in the truth. That is what Ecclesiasticus 10, I think it's 12. I'll start from 12. Ecclesiasticus 10:12, it say, the beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High, which is what has happened to you. As soon as you start to get proud, you start to lean towards your own likings and less towards how the Most High way to be. Right? So the beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High and his heart is turned away from his Maker. And that is exactly what has happened to you. So sometimes even wisdom itself could be a dangerous thing if your mind not humble enough. That's why scripture also say, let's paraphrase it. It say, I won't paraphrase. I'm gonna go to it. Right, somewhere in 3:18. Ecclesiasticus 3:18, it say, the greater thou art, the more humble thyself. I have a reason why I tell you that, because anytime you start to increase in knowledge, if you're not meek, if you're not humble, you'll start to drift away from where you're supposed to be and where you're supposed to do, and you'll start to lean towards your own likings and dislikings. Right? They say the greater thou art, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favor before the Lord. Right? Back to 12. They say the beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High and his heart is turned away from his Maker. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that had it shall pour out abominations. Because you'll start to do your own thing and automatically you'll be sinning. When you start going against what the Most High want you to do and start doing what it is you want to do, obviously it will be opposite or different, right? They say, and therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly, right? They say the Lord had cast down the throne of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead, which is, the elect, the meek that go and inherit the earth. You understand? So that is show you how important being meek is. Pride, this only lead to destruction. If a man proud, he don't want to hear about the correct thing to do. He want to lean on his own understanding. He want to do his own thing in life, and that is not what the Most High does work with. Because it takes a lot of humility to do things the correct way. Because a lot of the times the correct way will be opposite to what you want to do. But you have to be humble enough to understand, well, here we're going on. I mightn't like it this way, but this is the way it had to be, because this is the best way. You understand? Anyway, I don't make video too long. I hope I edifying to anybody that hear it, With that, I like to give all praises, honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Racha Kodash. I like to double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of Rubel, and peace and salutation to the Akim around the world that pushes truth in sincerity. This is Yahweh from the Trinidad camp saying Shalom.